If you're someone that frequents exercise, you know there is no shortage of core exercises. And there's two different buckets really that core exercises fit into: core stabilization and core strengthening exercises. So core stabilization is actually how we should be training the core most of the time. They're both okay for you. It's just that core strengthening exercises, there's typically a lot of movement associated with it. And again, we're strengthening the muscles that actually just need to be stabilizing and preventing movements in and around the spine. So if you think about the core, it's basically everything except for our legs, our arms, and our head and neck. So that's a lot of different muscles that are all meant to help prevent movements that can damage the spine. All right, so if you think of a regular low plank, it's an anti-extension exercise, so we're preventing the hips from falling towards the ground or pushing back towards the ceiling. If you do a side plank, that's an anti-lateral flexion exercise, so we're trying to resist any type of movement like that. What's really important as well is working anti-rotation. So we know rotation is just moving from side to side. This is where a lot of people struggle because we lose a lot of rotation from sedentary lifestyle or previous injury, and honestly just not training rotation for mobility and then locking down for some stability as well. So probably one of my favorite exercises for anti-rotation is one called the Pallof press. It's named after its creator, Dr. John Pallof. He was a physical therapist that also believed in anti-rotation or core stabilization exercises that prevent movement. So all we really need is a light to medium resistance band that's anchored into something that's immobile. All right, so I'm using a dumbbell rack. You could do the same, use a squat rack, put a band into a doorway. And then what I'm also gonna do so I can actually feel out the movement, which is what I would recommend, is utilizing your tall kneeling position. So I'm basically both knees down on a pad, couch cushion would do as well, and then never leave the toes flopped. You want them up so that you're driving your hips forward, squeezing the glutes, and keeping the core as tight as you can. Now, if you have any difficulty with getting down on both knees, simply perform the exercise standing, but in a parallel stance where feet are shoulder width apart, and then unlock the knees so that you're more in an athletic stance. All right, so with that band in hand, I think it's really important to actually grab the band with the inside hand first, so towards the anchor. You're gonna make a fist, pull it into the belly button, and then encircle the second hand. From here, you're just gonna press the band straight out in front of you, and again, resisting any urge of the band, winning the exercise and pulling you back in for a rotation. So however many repetitions you need for part of your program, you're gonna knock that out going one direction, and then do it again the other direction. So make sure you can feel that core stabilizing and fighting the urge to prevent rotation, and then do it from the other side. So give that exercise a shot. Let me know how it goes.